Hey, how are you? Got about an hour meditation in today. Sort of a weird mood to start a meditation. I get in these zones sometimes where after I play late at night, I can't go back to sleep, or I can't get to sleep, and I stay up, and I'm kind of wired, and I'll go to bed really, really late. So late that it's technically early, right? And then I'll wake up after just a few hours of sleep, and then the rest of the day I can just never seem to wind down enough to fall back asleep. So I'm in this weird limbo state of too tired to really actually do anything, but then too wired, mind too restless to actually sleep. But I did get to doze off eventually today, and it was thanks to meditation. When I put on my meditation music on my Insight Timer app, which is a great app if you want to get into meditation, they have guided meditations on there, all kinds, but then they also have just a timer that is like just stock in the app. You don't have to go on the internet, you don't have to look anything up to have it. It's right there at all times, whether you're online or offline. And they have a bunch of ambient loops, and you can set the timer, and you can have interval bells to go off so you know where you're at. Mine go off every 15 minutes, so I know exactly where I'm at. And every 15 minutes I hear that ding. It feels like, and maybe it's a placebo psychological thing, but it feels like for me I enter into a new level of being, new level of awareness, new level of depth for my meditation, and it feels great. Usually, or it's releasing stuff for me that's weighing me down. But meditation will actually help me fall asleep sometimes if I'm having trouble falling asleep. I've been obsessed with this one ambient loop. It's just basically rushing water. It is for some reason I get caught up on one or two loops for like a few weeks at a time, and this is the one that I'm stuck on. It just goes like that. And I don't know, it does something for me. But I was thinking during meditation that we get caught up in thinking a certain way all the time. There's a mode or level or certain depth that we're used to thinking at, you know, and we stay there. I remember reading that by the time you're 14, the way that your mind works is pretty much already made up. It doesn't mean that you can't learn new information or get smarter, but just the way that your mind works is pretty much set around that time. And obviously, the different parts of the brain are still developing into the later 20s of someone's life, but yeah. So we're used to thinking a certain way, and we're used to getting certain things, getting certain results, or feeling a certain way by thinking on that level. And it just occurred to me, and it's a simple thought, that what if someone was to raise that level of thinking, that level of expectation? What would they get? You know? And as the new year's approaching, I'm thinking of how to improve my life or really release the things inside of me that I already have to be happier, ultimately, and to have a better quality of life. And it helps to look at yourself from an external point of view, or from a third person point of view, and I think that's easier to do when you meditate. But I look at myself and like, this looks like a guy that has some confidence, has some reservations, has some insecurities, and is exuberating a certain level of energy and interest for a local level, maybe even a regional level, for what he loves to do for his profession. What if he started operating on a national level or a global level? And of course, when people think that, like, oh yeah, if I'm in the medical field and I want to get a really better job, of course of course my skills are on the global level or on the national level. Well, are they really? Do you really think that way? Or do when you show up to your job every day, when you're doing the things that you have to do every day, are you thinking and behaving on a level that is of national or global standards? And I think about this, and it's, would I give myself that break? Would I give myself that great job, or that record deal, or that management deal? Sometimes I look at myself and I say yes, totally. And other times I look at myself and I want to be completely honest and not cut myself down. I'm like, no. There seems to be some hesitation, some reservation, something holding me back that's it's not giving everything to you. People want you to give everything to them, especially in a performance, but in any service, entertainment, law, medical, anybody, they feel like they get their worth, their value, or their money's worth, or whatever, their time spent, well, when someone gives them 100% in the moment. When someone's expecting, hey, I'm expecting to be entertained tonight, or hey, I'm expecting to get legal advice on this car accident, or I'm expecting to get phenomenal service at this 5-star restaurant. When you give them 100% of you in the moment and nothing else is holding you back, they will feel validated. They will feel like their time was well spent. And if there's things holding you back in your mind from doing those things, it's almost like you're putting more importance on dwelling in the past, or worrying about the future, or beating yourself up or shaming yourself in the present. And I think I'm definitely not the only person, I'm a lot better at this now, but I spent a lot of time just thinking about how things are going to go, or thinking about how things went, or thinking about how I think I am. Thinking about how I think I am. Like, spent a lot of time doing that. And I think I think too much. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of people think too much. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to articulate, some things just need to be done without any judgment or any filter at all. And I don't really know how to do that without meditating an hour or two a day. I was feeling in a pretty mediocre mood before I started, and now look at me, I'm talking about really deep stuff here. So I went from not being able to sleep, feeling in a mediocre mood, to how one can instantly improve their situation or improve themselves by just the energy they're putting out, or how they're going about things. That's powerful. I can't wait to do another hour and see what else happens. Yeah, I want you to think about that. Are you behaving in a way? Are you being the person that gets what they deserve? I think that's what I'm really saying. Are you being the person that gets what they deserve? The things that you want, they think that would make your life better. Are you being that kind of person where you would get that on the regular? That's how we need to think. That's how I need to think, too. Or how I can think. Stay sexy, Branians, and I'll see you soon.